Shalom, shalom. All praises be to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Most and the well. Shalom to the hopeful elect worldwide. Yeah, just a simple topic, but something that's very necessary is that we got to continue, we got to push on in this truth, no matter what, man. By any means necessary. In the spirit of righteousness, meekness, and in faith in the Lord. Okay, avoiding carnality as much as possible, and just being led by the spirit of Yahweh Shemeshai. Well, man, we know, and emotions can arise. Okay, we're going through suffering as we're supposed to. It's a part of this walk. It's a part of this faith. Okay, as they say, in the world, no pain, no gain. And ultimately, we're looking for that crown. Primarily first, we want to be saved and forgiven, and also we want that great life that Yahushua, the Most High, Yahweh, and Yahushua has promised for us, man. Okay, what Yahushua said to the disciples, man, you get 100-fold for forsaking the things of your life. Okay, anyways, let me start. This is Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Yeah. So in the NLT to the right says, where they strengthened the believers. So how do we strengthen each other's? Yeah. Exhortation, encouragement, speaking righteous, positive things of the scriptures, man, to boost our faith. Okay, we're not here to be putting each other down. Yeah, we're not here to give brothers unnecessary pressure. Okay, and it says, and exhorting them to continue into the faith. Continue means to push on. Don't stop, don't give up, don't sell out. Okay, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, so this trouble and pain and suffering that we go through, it's a necessity, and it's inevitable for us to, in order for us to get the end result. Okay, to be saved, to be beamed up in the chariot, to be forgiven, for the Lord to send these holy angels to us, man, and redeem us from our enemies and this wretched life that we live, man. Okay. Tribulation represents trouble, suffering, trials, hurdles, obstacles. Yeah. And what are those things that are obstacles? Yeah. Family, children, women, money, jobs, accusations. Okay. Demons. Okay. And all other things, man, that are trying to hinder you from continuing or progressing in this truth. This is Mark 13:13. It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And that's something that we're gonna be dealing with very soon in the time of like persecution. Start demonizing Hebrew Israelites, demonizing brothers. Okay, calling us, the T word and anti-government, putting blame on us, banning the Bible, banning social gatherings of faiths, banning the teaching of that name of Yahweh, Yahushai, which was all has been experienced, in the scriptures, man. Disciples and Apostle Paul, all being told or threatened not to teach in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay? So we're going to be demonized, man. Accusations, persecutions, false allegations, going into your past, history and stuff like that, to try and break you. Okay, but he that shall endure unto the end, and also they're going to be using AI technology to fabricate, stories or things that you didn't do. Okay, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, endure unto the end, continue. All right. Hypermano, outline of biblical usage: to remain, to tarry behind, to remain, abide, not recede or flee. Yeah, don't flee means what? To run away. So you don't run away in this truth. To preserve under misfortunes, to preserve under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Yahushua Mashiach. That's perfect. Yeah. Under misfortunes, what does misfortunes mean? Bad things are going to happen to you. Pain and suffering, but we have to continue. Take it on the chin and continue. To endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments. That's beautiful as well. We have to be brave. Yeah, and calmly. Yeah, because you don't want to be acting erratic or bugged out or overly emotional. See, this is like being a stoic. Yeah, stoicism is about being brave, calm towards ill treatments, and to endure. Okay, suffering. To stay under, remain figuratively, to undergo, bear trials, have fortitude, strength, in other words, being unmovable, preserve, abide, endure, take patiently, suffer, tarry behind, just like the Lord did. 2 Timothy 2, verse 3 says, "Thou therefore endure hardness, yeah, as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. Endure hardness." Yeah, you got to take the shots, take the blows, take the licks. Verse 4, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier." Yeah, because entering this truth, you're likened unto a soldier. Yeah, you're a spiritual soldier. In Ephesians 6:10, it talks about, the arm of the Most High Yah, Mishai, which are soldier's garments. Yeah. So we are spiritual soldiers, man. And soldiers can't, their mind cannot be occupied in things of the world. Otherwise, they won't be able to focus and, be determined to complete the task. They're always going to be worrying. Yeah, and when you're worrying, you're going to start to become a liability to other soldiers. It's going to infect like a cancer to the unit, to the group. Yeah, that's why in the law, when it was like wartime, it was in the law it was told those when you're going to war, if there's people that are in the camp that are afraid, yeah, that they shouldn't go to war. And guess what? Which is funny enough, because in this war that's to come in World War III, well, a war which is has been escalating with America and the small hatters with Iran, and obviously China, Russia, the BRICS nations behind Iran. America is what increased the drafting age all the way up to, from 34 to 42. And look, Americans, the Western people, are not built for war, man. It's Generation Z, you know, yeah, because they're into folly. You know, the West raises men to be weak, and and so forth. And not only that, people in the world, people in America are waking up to the injustice and that they don't want to be dragged into a war that's fueled by wickedness and deception. Yeah, Americans are cursing out Americans. Okay. Yeah, Americans are acknowledging the elite's evil deeds, man. These politicians' lies, and that they're not even looking after their own American people, man. But they got so much money to spend when it comes to war, and wars that are not even justified. But anyways, yeah, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, and Lord willing, who of the elect. Now we're here to please Yahweh Shemashai and follow the commandments, law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Walk in faith, yeah, in the Lord as a spiritual soldier. But anyways, with that, hope you've been edified. Keep pushing on, stay strong, stay in the faith, Lord willing. All praises be to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bishim Kadash, the bonus to the elders and apostles of Great Most and Ruel. Shalom to the elect.